All right. I'm Pelle Braendgaard from Kipochi. Kipochi is a Bitcoin wallet that is specially targeted at normal people in the developing world. It's targeted at the non-geek market, worldwide really, but our main areas that we are focusing on right now is Africa and Latin America. No, it doesn't. We did a test integration with them as a proof of concept, and we were very quickly shut down by Safaricom, and yeah, so we were not allowed to really go a lot out in the press talking about it, but I am talking about it now, but they shut us down basically, yeah.
Maybe a couple months ago, Motherboard magazine publishes an article about a third of Kenyans are now connected with Bitcoins through their mobile phones.
That I won't swear about, but that article is complete load of rubbish. Yeah, the first article, yeah, it was on Vice, yeah, Vice.com, yeah, it was terrible. And people keep quoting, and it keeps reappearing, and people keep quoting me these figures. And I mean, anyone who does any kind of basic research on it knows that they just made up these numbers just from, I don't know who wrote this article. I can't remember the name of the person who wrote it, but a fair amount of wishful thinking mixed with random reading of Wikipedia pages and then making up all kinds of connections in between. This article, I think this article was actually the reason we got shut down by Safaricom. So I'm not happy about that article. Yeah.
This article definitely made a big media hype around the potential of Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of media before then. So there was a lot of people writing fairly decent articles about it before then, but they came and invented these massive numbers out of nowhere, and it's such a shame. And I'd actually spoken at a conference like a couple of weeks earlier in London, where I talked about one of the biggest problems that we see trying to go ahead and do good work in places like here in Kenya, is that a lot of American tech press, they really don't know what they're talking about, and they often invent things and create big problems for us. And that's exactly what happened like a couple of weeks later, because of this really, really poorly written article that apparently it touched a lot of buttons because people really wanted it to be true, but it wasn't true and never was true. There was never even, at that point, I don't know, we may have had, at that point, we may have had like 30 wallets or something like that. We weren't even officially launched yet, so yeah, it was problematic for us, yeah.
Where do you see Bitcoin helping the most, or being the most disruptive in Africa?
Well, Bitcoin provides the world's first payment system that is completely open, and there are no gatekeepers. So there's no one that can say that, just like Safaricom, they can say, no, you can't have an account, or no, you can't sell Bitcoin with M-Pesa and shut us down. Bitcoin, there's no one to shut you down. So actually, this was actually a good example of what's so bad about the traditional financial system, is that it's run by gatekeepers. Bitcoin has no gatekeepers. So in theory, Bitcoin is the perfect payment system for the creativity and entrepreneurship of people in the developing world, and who have been held out and kept out of the financial systems for so long. So that's where I see Bitcoin as being really important. It's important for remittances. It's important for businesses because it cuts the middlemen, and again, it cuts the gatekeepers, because and there are too many gatekeepers. down here, anywhere in the world really. But
what design principles or implementation would you want to see embedded in the financial system?
I think one of the largest problems about Kenya's financial system right now is M-Pesa. It's too powerful. It's great that they have been able to, there's this amazing system here that a lot of people are able to use, but they now hold this power, and they're now using their power as gatekeepers to let people in and on to their system. So this is affecting a lot of startups here in Kenya who try and pitch their ideas to let so they can use M-Pesa for their business. And often M-Pesa or Safaricom, they will either not allow them to use it or come up with a competing service in a couple of months. This has happened repeatedly, and that's not a good thing. It's not good for the economy as a whole. So M-Pesa has been good. It's brought mobile money out to the people, but now it's so powerful that it's causing many different problems down here. So Bitcoin can fix a lot of those problems, yet a lot of people in the industry are still very ignorant about the possibilities of Bitcoin. The central bank has been quite open to the idea of Bitcoin here, and the central bank's payment system division is run by some very smart people who are very open, and their primary goal is financial inclusion. Yet Safaricom still pretty much controls the market here. So.
Has there been any official statement coming from the central bank?
No. But we've been in discussions with them for more than half a year now, and so far it's been very positive, the whole thing. But there's no official statement yet. So.
We're using power for all these power your phone.
What can be done in
What do you call wildfire?
simplicity of the design?
Well, our goal with Kipochi was to create a very, very easy to use Bitcoin wallet. So we do away with a lot of the complicated things that Bitcoin wallets have. So we don't, you can pay to a Bitcoin address using it, but we present a way that people can send Bitcoin to a mobile phone, a phone number worldwide, and you can receive money to your phone worldwide. And that is, just that alone makes Bitcoin usable to a lot more people than a traditional Bitcoin wallet.
What population are you targeting in those I've traveled around Kenya to say, for example, the crowd around the market is very different to anywhere I've seen so far.
Yes. Well, right now, because there's not a good way to get cash in and out of the system, so the people who are using our system right now are mostly tech savvy. I don't have any direct numbers of it, but most of our users who I've spoken to have been young, male, tech savvy, who are just really interested in the technology. But until there's a good way to get shilling out of the system in a scalable way here in Nairobi, it's not going to get out to the people where it needs to go, who needs to have access to it.